Greetings. This is going to be a collective message. I might do a quick poll for all 12 signs. We'll see how long it takes for me to get through the channeled messages. So starting with channeled messages through the weekend, the first thing is Africa has been coming through very strongly. I know it's a continent, but the song Waka Waka, this one's for Africa by Shakira, kept coming through. I'll get to lyrics in that song in a moment here, but also the whole story of the Lion King, like the entire story, the legacy, Simba, Mufasa, being sabotaged by Scar and the hyenas. So some of you guys could be dealing with, there's like teams, there's like Scar and the hyenas versus Mufasa and Simba and the lions. This could also be, there's something here about spirit animals, lions, tigers, and wolves, and bears, but wolves are also part of that. So you could have any of those animals as a strong spirit animal or totem animal for you. Spirit is also saying triple threat, seeing a triple threat not so much as qualities of a person inside, unless you have like 3 of those 4 spirit animals. It could be a triple threat is that you have like tiger, bear, and wolf as strong spirit animals, and they all have like different elements that really add to your prowess and your success. We also have revisiting something over and over again. I said this actually in one of the full moon channeled message readings, but the song Over and Over Again by Nelly was playing through, but someone keeps looking at something over and over again. They keep looking over something, they keep re-listening to something, they keep rereading something over and over again. They keep replaying something. So Spirit is saying do something. Stop thinking about it and be about it. So there's that message for somebody. There's also East Coast and the Wild West Coast. So there's the Wild West, but the Wild West is almost kind of like Midwest. So it's like there's the East Coast, the Wild Midwest, and then the West Coast. So someone here could be traveling across the country. You could be thinking of moving to an opposite coast. You could have a love interest or a job opportunity that's on a different coast than you're on. So someone could be having to think about leaving one coast to go to a new coast, a new frontier is what I'm hearing. Also somebody here, so this is for certain athletes, someone here thought that they wanted to compete, they thought they really liked competing, but that's only because they never really had competition. And then once they really had a taste of competition, now it's like they don't like competing anymore because they have had a taste of real competition. So did they even really like competing in the first place, or is it just some, egoic fluff? Now this can also be about relationships. Someone can feel like they like the chase after somebody, but as soon as they see like how many people are interested in someone, they're like, nah, and they like dip out. So there's that also. Someone here could be eavesdropping, someone is listening in on something, so be very cautious and conscientious of, cameras, speakers, anything that can be recording you. I even like whenever I'm journaling, whenever I'm meditating, whenever I'm doing certain physical activities, I actually put my phone on airplane mode because I do believe that it's listening in. So I put it on airplane mode so it doesn't, get access to anything that's going on or certain conversations when I'm hanging out with people. So you guys may want to practice putting your phone in airplane mode more as well. I also was hearing the song, a real man knows a real woman when he sees her. So Alicia Keys, a woman's worth. So a real man can't deny a woman's worth. So if someone is denying a woman's worth, then he ain't a real man, baby. So move him along, pass along with that. You will lose if you refuse to put her first, is what it says in that song. You will lose if you refuse to put her first. So men, take heed on that advice, and boys, don't worry, you're not there yet, but maybe one day you'll grow up and get there. That's what Spirit's saying. Also, the song Riot Girl by Good Charlotte was coming through. Christina wouldn't want to meet her, she hates you, Brittany. So there could be Riot Girl, I guess I should say, kind of be cautious on that, but also not, because there's something here about being unapologetic in expressing your full truth. And in that song, he says, the first time he says she's pissed off at everyone, but throughout the song he then says she's taking over the world, she's taking on the world. So there's almost like power couple vibes, Bonnie and Clyde vibes. Someone is seeing someone rise to their power, rise to their throne, and they want to, have a seat next to them. They want to rise to the top with them. So very strong emphasis on divine masculine and divine feminine connections coming into being during the next few months. I feel like this winter there's going to be a lot of power couples that come together, a lot of people that really join forces because they realize, a real man knows a real woman when he sees her. So that energy is coming through. Also, though, the song, in that song he says, emergency, call 911. So 911 is 11. So 11 is also 1111, soulmate path. Also, it is the life path of the wounded healer. It's my life path. See what your life path number is, because knowing what your life path number is a good indicator into your life's work and your mission and what you were put on this planet to do. So I encourage you guys to figure out, what your life path number is. That could be significant for you, and you can also understand by looking at other people's life paths if their life path is compatible for yours, or if it's just a healing chapter in your life and it's not someone or a connection that's meant to be around you or for you forever. It's more of a passerby. It's more of a passing through. The song 911, also by Wyclef and Mary J. Blige, came through. So 911 kept coming through a lot. So I feel like a lot of people could be seeing lots of renditions of 9s and 1s. Now 9 and 1 is 10, so that is a completion, but it's also 1 plus 0 narrows down to 1 in numerology. So that would be the pioneer, the individual leading. So being unafraid to take the Fool's path and then manifest with the Magician. The Magician is the number 1 card in the Tarot. So Magician is manifesting, and then the number 9 card is the Hermit. So a lot of people could be hermiting themselves, practicing celibacy, not really in relationship, not wanting to go out as much, really wanting to focus on their own higher education, because that's also the Hermit card. I've enrolled in multiple courses. I'm always reading and working on things and educating myself because that's important to the evolution. However, I specifically entered like a 6-week school program for just different things. So I feel like Spirit is really encouraging you. If you're looking at that course online, you're looking at that 6-week certificate, or a few months, you're looking at those things. Spirit says do those. Those continued education things are really important during this fall, because if you do the continued education this fall, then there will be opportunities for you in the winter and the springtime that people who are sleeping on getting further education won't get. So work on your education. That's really big. Again, Magician energy and the Hermit. So you can manifest. You can have whatever you like, stacks on deck, Patron on ice. So some of you guys, tequila could be your drink of choice. You could be enjoying, some Patron on ice or margarita. That's a song, Whatever You Like by T.I. So something in that song, or that song is coming through. But in the song 911, Wyclef and Mary J. Blige, he's saying, when I looked into her eyes, she's worth the sacrifice. So someone here could really know when they looked into somebody's eyes, like, that's my man, that's my woman, that's my person. In the song, he's like, someone please call 911. Tell them that I have been shot down basically by love, that there's a bullet in his heart. And he's saying, if this is the kind of love that my mom told me about, man, I'm in trouble. So someone here, they looked into someone's eyes and they're like, man, I'm in trouble. So there's that kind of energy. You looking into someone else's eyes and you're feeling in trouble because you're like, man, that's my person, or someone else is looking into yours. So eye contact is really important for people who are single, that are in the state of, why am I still single? Why have I not met anyone? Well, to even make eye contact with people, darling, because eyes are the window to the soul. And if someone can't really see your soul and they can't see into you, then how are they going to know that you're their person? So there's that. And how are you going to know when you meet your person? So it's a double-edged sword. I'm also hearing, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Shame on. So what is that? Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift, someone here could be wanting to come back, making a come around. But now I'm hearing Dear John. Someone could be dealing with a John. John Jacob. I'm hearing that song. It's like a song from my childhood. But yeah, any name with J, James, Jordan, Jake, you know, you could be dealing with someone with a J name. Also Italian, Italy kept coming through. I saw the boot. I heard someone could be getting the boot. Also breadsticks. And then it brought in this like survival consciousness that bread is really pacifying, that for centuries and thousands of years, you know, people have been so grateful for something as plain, but that can still like sustain energy for the human body on the most simplest form as bread, even though bread's not really that good for you. I'm more of a meat and vegetables kind of girl, but everyone do what you do because your blood type is different and your body and your needs are different. But something here about breadsticks or eating Italian food, or dating an Italian, or being with someone who has Italian in them somewhere. Then the song Slow Motion for Me, Slow Motion. So that's by Juvenile. Ooh, I like it like that. She working that. So that song was coming through. But what's really frustrating is I was leaning into that song and I was listening to it because I was like, what's the message in that song? Well, obviously there's the obviousness of slow motion. So someone likes watching you in slow motion. They want to see you move in slow motion. They want to do something in slow motion. They could be replaying something in slow motion because you know how you can like go into playback speeds. Little tip. Whenever I'm watching educational videos, I always watch them on 2 times. So it's always like I can listen to like a 2-hour lecture in 1 hour and maximize my time because I don't know. I listen to things fast. I speak pretty fast usually. So that's how I like to do things. But someone here could be doing the opposite and they could be putting something in like 0.25 speed or 0.5 speed because they like to see it in slow motion. Now someone here is also saying slow down. We need to take something in slow motion. We need to be cautious with this. We need to, slow motion. However, the issue that I have is when I listen to the song, you know, in the song he says, it's like I've got the world in my palms, your girl up under my arm. Or up under my arms. So there's someone here that could be trying to, you know, ooh, what is the song? This Mr. Steal Your Girl. Is that Trey Songz? It is, I think. This Mr. Steal Your Girl. Ooh. Da, da, da. Yeah, I'm hearing that song. I'm pretty sure it's a Trey Songz song. So yeah, someone could be wanting to steal your girl or someone could be wanting to steal someone else's girl. Best Day Ever by Mac Miller. Now the initials of Best Day Ever, B, D, E. Some of us know BDE to symbolize something other than Best Day Ever. Some of us know it as big energy. So I'm not going to say the word because when you say certain words on YouTube, they like, your account. So big D energy, but it's also best day ever. So someone could be having the best day ever because they're really feeling, you know, they're feeling on it. I got them breaking a sweat because every time I get up on the mic, I come correct. So big emphasis on words. My musicians, lyrical geniuses are coming through, poets, people writing books, channeling books, writing lesson plans for like my teachers, mentors, coaches. This week is going to be really profound and powerful, especially with the energy of the 1 and the 9, the Magician and the Hermit, to manifest a new plan, to write that speech, create that lecture, write that book report, you know, do the things like that. Now, also, there is a song, though, that is big D energy, and that's what it stands for, and it's also BDE. It's by Queen Herbie, and she says, that's my energy, big D energy, never let a fake O get in front of me. You better let go if you can't take the heat. So, you know, someone here could feel like someone is just doing too much, but like someone's a fire sign or an air sign, and they're like, it's impossible for me to do too much. Like, I'm fire, that's what I do, or I'm air, I'm the wind, I'm the tornado, like that's what I am, so that's my element. Sorry, I'm not some, you know, I don't know. I have all the elements in me, so I don't want to like put against, but also big emphasis that if you don't know what your big 3 are and you don't know what elements are dominant in your chart, because there are certain people who have like all fire, all earth, all water, and so they're usually very rigid and strict in like what is right and what is wrong. And if you aren't balanced and you don't have multiple elements in you, then spirit is really, really pressing for you to get more curious and have more compassion for the other elements, and specifically the elements that you avoid or that you tend to have certain judgments towards. Okay, so back to the Africa energy continent, but the song Waka Waka by Shakira, this one's for Africa. When you fall, get up, if you fall, get up, oh. So there's an energy of falling and getting back up. Remember, I used to say this to my yoga students all the time. I taught hot yoga for like 9 years, and my classes would literally be full of 60 plus people and have wait lists. And some of the things that I would say to people all the time is the only difference between the master and the novice is the master has failed more than the novice has even tried. So if anyone's trying to knock you down, I get knocked down, I get up again. So get up again. So again, in the Waka Waka song, if you fall, get up, if you fall, get up, oh, it's your time to shine, don't wait in line, today's your day. You've paved the way, believe it. So believe in yourself. If you get down, get back up. There's that kind of energy because, again, what's the difference in the master and the novice? The master has failed more than the novice has even tried. So when people are talking on you, it's because they're little novice babies and they don't know any better. So it's okay. It's okay. Take your throne as the master and teach those novice that I can't cuss. So I'm just gonna, put my cuss words out like that. You just got to show them. You got to show them what a master does. There's also the energy of someone here is, okay, so someone here is like, it's serious. We're getting closer. This isn't over. So someone's like, we're down to the headline. It's getting really serious. We're getting closer to something. So you could be getting closer to a date, closer to like a season, closer to school starting, or closer to enrollment, closer to, there's something here, there's a deadline that's imposing. And I'm hearing actually pounding hooves, but someone here is like, okay, this is really serious because we're getting closer and this isn't over. But the other person is, it's serious, we're getting closure, this is over. So someone here is like, oh no, closure, this is totally over. And the other person's like, no, this is serious, we're getting closer, it's not over. And there's like two staunchly oppositions that are like this. This can be in relationship, family, work. So again, back to the previous part in this reading where I was talking about the energy of having more compassion and curiosity towards elements that your chart is sort of lacking in, and understanding your chart for that. And also emphasis back to the life path number, because if your life path isn't really compatible with somebody else's, then you guys can just be, grinding gears all day when you guys could actually be making so much more productivity and progress in things if you actually were in compatible teams, compatible relationships, compatible environments, compatible work, doing what you're actually designed to do rather than trying to force your being to be something because your family, your society, your culture deems it to be a certain way. But then when you understand your life path, when you understand certain things about yourself or your elements, then you're like, man, no wonder this hasn't been working for me, because that's not who I am. That's not my authentic truth. That's not my path. And so big emphasis here on knowing your path. Then I was hearing the song Tumblr Girls by G-Eazy. Tomorrow, Act Like I Don't Know Her. We're off and on, off and on. You and I were made of glass. We were never built to last. But then, at the end, he says it's me to blame, and he also says I'm selfish. I want every girl. I can't help it, but it's you I see myself with. So someone here is selfish. They want every girl in the world. I wish I could every girl in the world. They're like, nah, I got to. So again, back to the energy that I said in the full moon reading. Someone here is, they've been around. They can be someone who people flock themselves to them, and they don't want to give up this lifestyle, but they're looking at someone and they're like, man, that's the person I want to be with. Well, guess what? You're probably gonna miss that person, because I feel like this kind of goes back to the, it's serious, we're getting closer to something, this isn't over, and someone else is like, not serious because I just got closure on you and it's over. And so because if someone really has received closure, remember, closure is something we give ourselves. No one gives you closure. You only give yourself closure. So if you're a guy out here and you're like, man, I'm, selfish, I want every girl, can't help it, I want to be with that one, but I'm just not ready to settle down yet, you're about to miss the boat, dude, because over here, as soon as someone gives themselves closure, then they actually open themselves up to new opportunities, and that's exactly how that happens. When someone really gets over a relationship, when someone really heals from something, then they have space again in their heart, they have space again in their capacity, space in their mind, they have space in their being, they have physical space around them, space in their time, to actually invest in something new and invite something new in. And so many new energies are coming through. Tornado energy kept coming through very strongly as well. Okay, so a shout out to Paige, because she sent me a chapter from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and there was a couple sentences that I just wanted to share from that. But I also just want to say, you know, if you're somebody who likes to read, then I highly suggest looking up the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He interviewed over 500 millionaires and kind of made a formula, so to speak, but it's really well written. Literally just got the book in this morning and I'm halfway through it, but I read a couple of the chapters yesterday online, so I kind of cheated. But the book is amazing, and in it says, a river may be dammed and its water can be controlled for a period of time, but eventually the water is going to find an outlet. It's going to force its way out. So think of ourselves, you know, everyone's a river. Everyone has a river of energy, and people's rivers of energy can be dammed up because of their society, their culture, what their parents told them, you know, what they see on TV, what they see around them, how they were raised, what they were exposed to. So because of their exposure, you know, their rivers can be dammed up. However, eventually it will force an outlet. And this is also true for the emotion of sehe. I can't say the S-C-X-E word because, again, YouTube puts a block on videos whenever they use that word. So I'm going to say sehe instead of S-E-X-A time. So sorry, I'm not sorry for making it sound ridiculous, but I am going to find another. I want to say just coloring, but some people haven't watched Sex and the City, so they don't understand saying coloring means S-E-X, and some people are just going to watch portions of this video and not understand that. So anyway, the same is the emotion of sehe energy. Sehe energy can be repressed and submerged, and it can be controlled in a box for a very small period of time. However, eventually it's going to have to seek a mean of expression. And if it's not transmuted into a creative or artistic effort, then it will find a less worthy outlet, and it will become, you know, just for the streets. It will just be for the streets. Fortunate is the man who discovers how to harness and give his sehe energy an outlet through creativity and through arts. By making this discovery, he lifts himself from the status of man to genius. And so a lot of you are in that, you know, you're in that journey going from man to genius. You've been celibate for some time. You're not working in relationships. You're just focusing on yourself. You're focusing on your art and your craft. And I have to say congratulations, because it's going to bring you in a new caliber of person. It's not going to bring you a person. It's actually going to bring you a fellow genius. And so for a lot of you guys on that road, you can be like, why is it lonely? Well, remember the old adage, it's not lonely at the top, it's exclusive. It's exclusive because a lot of these people out here just want to be throwing their sehe energy around, or a lot of people don't want to actually realize that you can grow, that you can evolve, that you can change, when evolution is the name of the game, baby. That's literally the name of the game in the universe. We live in a universe that's constantly evolving. 666 is actually the number of man. Six electrons, 6 neurons, 6 protons. Like there's the thing of carbon. 6. So people can see that number and be like, it's the number of the devil. I don't know if I can say that word on here, so I'm gonna mark it out also. But it's not. It's actually the number of man. So if you see that number and you're like, oh no, is something bad gonna happen? No, it means that you're being presented with situations where you can handle a situation as a carnal man, or you can elevate and you can handle the situation as an evolved spiritual genius. And so you have the choice in every situation. You also have the choice if you want to deal with carnal men, or if you want to only deal with fellow spiritual geniuses. So the choice is yours. Choose wisely. Also, going to the next song, Where I Wanna Be by Donnell Jones. I've mentioned this song a couple times, but it's come through like 3 times in the last 24 hours, which has been crazy for me. And so in this song, this man is basically saying he's with a woman and he really doesn't want to do the wrong thing, but he wants to leave because he doesn't want to cheat on her and he's not happy. And, you know, in it he's talking about, I don't want to hurt her, but I need time. I have to find out who I am, you know, without this codependent connection that makes me miserable and that's boring and that I'm unhappy in. So some people on here could be in really boring, unhappy, miserable relationships, but they're staying for the kids, they're staying for their sources, they're staying for the home, they're staying for the stability. And Spirit says that's all a joke, because what's actually going to be best for the kids is seeing their parents in true, deep, loving connection, because how is a kid ever going to have a true, deep, loving connection if all they've seen is modeled fake BS from their parents? How is a child actually going to see what real, true, deep love is if they don't get to witness it from their parents, because all they've witnessed from their parents is a lie. So that can be coming through for somebody here. Someone here just needs to, I know I'm hearing from Hercules, I will find my way, I can go the distance, I'll be there someday. So someone here needs to just go on their own journey. And this goes back to the full moon reading that I was talking about, because, you know, we have different evolutions of life. And if you don't go through enough evolutions of life and you know, get hitched too soon, then that person could have been perfectly compatible for you for that season of life. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be compatible for you for every season of life, or even healthy for you in your seasons of life, or that you're going to be healthy for them in future seasons of their life, which is also why it's important to be patient, to go slow. Rewind back to the slow motion portion of this reading, making sure that you go really slow when you get in any new investment, new relationship, new work opportunity before you move. Be very slow during this season is what Spirit is emphasizing. The slower you go, the more patient you go, but being intentional and doing something every single day is what's important, because then the next thing that came through is if you're not where you want to be, because the song is called, I'm not, you know, it's called Where I Want to Be. I'm not where I want to be, you know, like I want to be a good person for this person, but I'm not where I want to be because I'm not happy here and I want to figure out who I am without this codependent leech on me. That's basically how it's coming through. If you're not where you want to be, then change it. Simple. And if it ain't safe in the streets, don't go out in them. That's what I'm hearing. If it ain't safe, if you don't feel like it's safe in the streets, then don't go out in the streets. You know, if you don't feel that you're where you want to be in life, then get your ass up and do something. Make a change. I'm hearing the song Break Away. Is that Kelly Clarkson? I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. Break away and make a change. So someone here needs to break away and make a change. Then the song We by Mac Miller. We sounds better than you or me. So someone could be looking at someone and they're like, you know, that person and my person and together, you know, power. So again, power couple vibes. Someone here is just playing, they're just toying with the idea in their mind of we, because we sounds better than you or me. Let's come together and make a we. So again, back to the beginning energy of divine masculine, divine feminine relationships coming together, because they understand that the true power cannot be harnessed without being in that union, without being in a relationship. That we aid one another. So also then the song The Heart of Worship came through by Matt Redman. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is so much more. So the overall message that I was getting from the song, well, yes, so the chorus, I'm coming back to the heart of worship and it's all about you. But the deeper message of the song is for people that are artists, that do have a spiritual or creative craft. There's a strong message in here of, I'll bring you more than a song. You are looking into my heart. So if you did something because you're like, oh yeah, this is what I do. I wake up and I chunk out this material. I make these clips, I do these things, and you're just going through the motions, I have to make new content, I have to make new this, and you're just kind of doing the things, and you're realizing that's why your business or your relationship, that's why there are certain things in your life that are not going the way that you want them to go, because you're not operating from your heart, you're operating from like your to-do list. And so the point of this song is connecting back to God, or whatever is God for you, whatever is spiritual for you, whatever is higher than you. And whatever that looks like for you, but there's a need to do your due diligence, do your work, your service, to be from a place of service, a place of the servant's heart, rather than the man's busy mind. So rather than being busy-minded and just doing things, this is what my mind, if you really want to capture the heart of a person, if you want to find your real soulmate, if you want to find real, true, meaningful work, if you want to heal family dynamics, if you really want to get in there, you have to get to your own heart first before you can at all penetrate the hearts of others. And so that's the whole thing of the heart of worship, is penetrating your own heart again, so that you can access a new level of athleticism, a new level of creativity, a new level, and so new levels, new devils. I can't say that word like straight through, because I'm pretty sure YouTube will give me a little doc for that. But anywho, that's coming through really strong. Purity, grace, humility coming from the heart. And then the last thing I heard, and this is interesting because I don't listen to oldie songs like ever, but I was sitting outside with the I was going to say with the wind maker, with the wind chimes. And when the wind chimes went off, I heard, hit the road, Jack, and don't come back. So emphasis again with the J. You know, someone here could have an ex whose name starts with a J, and they're like, hit the road, you're not coming back here. You're for the streets. Don't come back no more. And then the guy is like, you're the meanest woman, da da da, and she's like, I don't even care. So also big thing on, someone is slandering or saying things about you, but it's only because they're hurt. So, babies whine, and that's okay. We let them cry it out sometimes. So you gotta let the babies cry it out sometimes. You can't always go in there and coddle them. Sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't. All right, I'm going to do 12 signs tomorrow, because I have a super early morning. So I love you guys, and this was just a short collective message, and I'll see you tomorrow for all 12 signs.